co-op means that I think that if someone walks into the room and I'm playing the game, I'm much more likely to give them a controller if it's just a simple press of a button. So in a way, that co-op feature was there for that as well. And then lastly, the whole of the combat mechanics are there. They're incredibly deep, as I've just shown you, some of the stuff that you can do, and all of those seem like a very, very hardcore gamer mechanic, but because it's really just tapping the button at the very base level, anybody can pick up the controller and you just have to say to them, press the blue, yellow or red button and something will happen. And that, I think, is much more for the casual audience. Anybody, anything else?
Right, we've got time for one last question,
Yeah.
I think.
I was just wondering, it seems like a lot of role-playing games kind of tackle moral issues to some degree, but it seems like there's two kind of large camps, one of which is you come across a puppy and your two decisions are pet it or stomp on its head.
Yeah.
And then there's another kind of philosophy where you go to a village and you have a choice of slaughtering this half of the town or the other half. I don't think either of those approaches is very satisfying.
Yeah,
I know that you've talked in the past with Fable 2, you've got to make some really crucial, sort of satisfying decisions. I'm just wondering if you could talk about morality.
Yeah, I mean, there's some interesting things about morality. I mean, to start off with, Fable 2 is less about good and evil and much more about who you are. And I think if we were just thinking of, kill things versus saving things, it would get pretty tedious after a while. And what we've been thinking a lot about, a lot of the moral choices that you face, isn't necessarily about being good or evil. It's being about how good you are and how evil you are. So there comes a point where people think, I'm a good guy, that's great. And then we just push that a little bit. And so we start saying to you, well, if you're a good guy, it means you're going to have to sacrifice this. And, that starts getting a lot more interesting. Because in a way, although these moral choices are there, people feel like, I want to play the game, twice, 2 or 3 times. I only really want people to play through the game once. Because I think it's a far less of an experience the next time you play, because you know what the kind of the story is. So I think our job is to make you pause when in these moral challenges. There was a huge debates about these moral challenges when we were making the game. Huge debate about the philosophy of them and who are we to judge what's good and evil. And we always came back to the fact that it wasn't us judging it; it was the people in this world that judged it. Did that answer your question? Okay. Great. Thank you very much, everybody.